with this, and hopefully it was working as it should be working. And if it is not,
free for all.
then I will make
Neutralize all
changes to that. And yeah. So I guess I should start trying to get headshots, because that is what is currently on the docket. Now, interestingly, as with games in the past that I've participated in, it comes down to the first game or two. It's my hands always need to like warm up. It's not like it just starts out and then it actually takes some time to get used to it. Apparently I was not disconnected, so when that happens I wonder to myself if everybody could just hear everything I was saying. They probably could. Playing like shit right now, I'm down by 8. It's really cool, right? Just the coolest. It always takes me a second to warm up, so I didn't even check what the challenge was. I'm not 100% sure that I'm supposed to be getting headshots, but it seems like a good guess at this point, considering the camos. Well, actually, considering the camo, it's probably something else, but it probably has to do with double kills, if I were to guess. I'm just playing well. That would have been good.
Incoming on your location.
So, I wonder, I could still come back. Maybe, I could still come back, maybe, if I try really hard. I just skated. I meditated, had dinner, and skated, so I'm coming off of a good run of things. Fuck. I hate landmines so much.
Goddamn
5 kills, not very good. Not very good. Yeah, it always takes me a little bit just to get started in the beginning. So, not too terrible, not too bothered. By all this. I'm gonna have to check the audio, because yesterday the audio was super fucked. But hopefully the audio was working today. And let's see if I can get 10 kills total. Game 10 is definitely attainable at this point. Not like it's an exceptionally good lobby, it's just the warm-up game is always slow and hard to deal with. Should be somebody here, and there is. And he killed me. There's a gentleman. There's a gentleman. I can't believe I got both of them. Hopefully that double kill counts for my camera. Which I do think it is double kills that I'm in need of. Which Newtown should be helpful for them. With the game coming to a close. Now I just need one more kill to get to my... And I got it. To get to that 10 kill goal. I could get 12. 12 would be good. If I could get a double 12 here, that would be really good. That doesn't work out. Could work out there, and then...
Damn it, Crimson, that's not good enough.
Alright, that was fine.
We are fucking fucked! Escape and evade!
Looking forward to the next game, the next opportunity. I'm doing that. Using my headphones. So, test. Test. Good. Alright, so it's working. And, today's topics are gonna be, today's topics are gonna be, the Rolling Stones and, the Beatles, and then Star Wars Episode 1, and Star Wars Episode 2, and 3 and 4, and whatever I get to on that. Just because these are just random things to talk about. Just to have some topic. So those are the topics. I should get a webcam at some point. Maybe in 2 weeks. Maybe in a week. Maybe tomorrow. Not tomorrow, I don't have any money. But maybe in 2 weeks. I don't know. I'm figuring it out as I go. The important thing is just the getting it done, and the fact of how convenient it is to do it like I'm doing it, where I just kind of like stream it and then clip it into videos and then clip those into shorts. And the fact that the microphone is working today is major progress. Oh look, one of the guys' usernames is oh hell no. It's a good username. It's game over. Carizo, Waffle Boy, that's me. I could actually, possibly, get, I probably will, Prestige again, this game, and hopefully people go for, oh, people didn't go for it. I was hoping people would go for the skate park map, but they did not. I'm gonna check what you can use prestige tokens for. Token uses. Use. COD. You can use prestige tokens to permanently unlock items in your inventory. Okay. Well, I'm gonna want to do that, I guess.
Free for all. Eliminate the enemy.
So this gun definitely requires headshots. I'm surprised I didn't see anybody. I took a fairly efficient route there. Based on my knowledge. Spawn points. There's somebody behind me, I bet. There's a guy. And okay. I didn't deserve to live there. I had, you know, fucking shit. Where are these people? There are these people. Okay. Oh, that's a very good perk again. Is being able to see. Okay. So that guy's not at a gold. There's a gentleman over here. All sorts of gentlemen. Fuck. 4-1, not the worst. Score. Could be worse. I could still win. This map plays Rush music, which is interesting. I don't know how they figured out the license for that. Oh shit, I realized I'm supposed to talk about the Rolling Stones. So the Rolling Stones are a band, and they're a band that I like. You got Mick Jagger, you got like Watson, I think is his name. Drummer, he recently died. Fuck. Forgot one of their main guys. Man, that sucks. I'm gonna have to look it up. So they got Mick Jagger. And they got another guy that's super famous, and he's he's the guitarist. He's the other guy's famous. And interestingly, he's the guy whose name I forgot is actually in Pirates of the Caribbean. Also in Pirates of the Caribbean, Paul McCartney. So they got a number of rock stars in Pirates of the Caribbean, little cameos for whatever reason. Kind of friends with Johnny Depp. Got a kill there for once. With the Rolling Stones, they got another number of albums. I mean, they got lots of albums. They got more albums than most people. I mean, they didn't break up. Beatles broke up for a while. Lots of bands. One Direction broke up. Didn't one of the members of One Direction die recently? I don't know. I think one of them up and died, which is kind of sad. Kind of cringe. It's weird when young celebrities die. I hate the constant risk of death that exists. If you've seen Love Actually, they say love is all around us, or Christmas is all around us. Really, death is around us. And that should have been a headshot. I need headshots. I'm not getting headshots. I have 5 kills. The other guy has 11. Down by 6. Talking about the Rolling Stones. They got an album called Girls. They got an album called like Sticky Fingers. The cover of Sticky Fingers is a guy wiener and in jeans, but the jeans are tight and you see his wiener, and that's one of the album. That's the album cover for Sticky Fingers. And then you know, you got other stuffs going on. What's all this then? Hello? No, I'm trying to take a phone call. What is all this? Well, when do you want to hang out? Well, you know, as far as hanging out, I think probably most of the time, the best time to hang out going forward would be, I skate from like 8 to 9:30, and I'm at Unthink from like 10 to 4. Pretty much 2 open time slots. Yeah, those are 2 open time slots. So that's pretty much that. Alright, see you tomorrow. Alright. So back to the Rolling Stones. There's really not much to say about the Rolling Stones. I like a number of their songs. My favorite Rolling Stones album. I wish I knew their album names, and I wish I had stuff written out. But pretty much my favorite out of the map. Pretty much my favorite Rolling Stones album is well, it's the one with Rocks Off. Exile on Main Street is probably my favorite. But recently my favorite has actually been I'll just fucking go. Recently my favorite has been Beggar's Banquet, which is the one that has Sympathy for the Devil, and a number of them. But the important thing that I want to say about the Rolling Stones is they have a reputation for being not for being Jesus. I'm glad I got a headshot there though. They have a reputation for being like the Beatles rival. They were big at the similar time as the Beatles. But like in hindsight, they just don't sound anything like the Beatles. I mean, they're a band from London. I mean, they're from but they have a totally different sound. The Rolling Stones actually have a very blues, like a southern blues sound, completely unlike the Beatles. The Beatles have a weird, like, lovey pop and then psychedelic later on. The Beatles are much more like the Beach Boys from that guy tried and failed to kill me there. I'm in 4th place. I can still get top 3. Sad a goal as that might maybe. That guy succeeded. But yeah, and let me look up the Rolling Stones members. Keith Richards, Brian Jones, Mick Jagger, and Charlie Watts, and Ronnie Wood, Bill Wyman. But Keith Richards was the one I was thinking of. He's famous. And they've all got loads of money. They still make songs.
MTC's nearly dry. Get
Tours.
serious,
This game has gone fucked. Which is alright. Alright then. And this guy's shooting at me. Get good. I need to get good.
You lost the fugitives again. Langley won't be pleased.
We're getting pummeled here. Withdraw and make for
Yeah,
Cassivac.
that was pretty shit. I'm glad I did an excellent job of talking about the bigger dog. Star Wars movies, I'll tell you that. And then Harry Potter movies later on. But I don't have a very good memory of the actual plot of like Star Wars 4 through 6, just because it feels so much more like vibe based. So I'm actually gonna have to read like summaries of that whole situation, unfortunately. But that was a pretty shitty Rolling Stones video to start this stream off with. And let's check the camo progress. Oh, I got gold with that one. So it's time to change to this gun. The Goblin. What's this? GPR. Good, those are different ones. I didn't see how many headshots I've achieved with the other one. That's fine. I just gotta know that I gotta get headshots. Headshots. And that'll be the thing to be aware of.
Free for all.
Scope on this.
Terminate the enemy. Take him out.
Trying to hit square to go the gunsmith. It's not letting me. It's fine. Just go scopeless again. Down 1-0. Talking about the Beatles. So the Beatles, you got Paul McCartney, John Lennon, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr. They all had solo careers after the band dispersed. The band dispersed after like a 10-year period of doing shit together. Or if you count before their first album, actually probably 14 or 15 years ago. Started out when they were like kids. They was like 15, 16. Nice, I got a headshot there. That guy killed me. Anyway, they started out when they was really young like, and I don't even know the name of their first album. But their second album was like Beatles for Sale and shit. Those first like 3 or 4 albums, writing all the songs, and they was singing like love songs and pop, more like. And then at a certain point, I think Help was pretty much the, well, Can't Buy Me Love is a very good album, but I think Help was when it started to get real interesting. They had some movies actually. They made movies of Can't Buy Me Love and Help. They made movies out of those. Oh, so I got 30 headshots, so I got 70 more to go. Anywho, they was all big. They was a big deal. Probably through marketing more than anything else at the beginning, because again, at the beginning, they wasn't doing nothing spectacular. People liked them. I think they tried to make it seem like on their advertisements that it was normal to just have a frenzy about them, and so the way you get people to have a frenzy is if you tell them to act. Not unlike what has taken place with BTS over the last half decade or so. But maybe it was Revolver, or maybe it was Rubber Soul, but at some point the Beatles stopped being a kind of a pop-based group, and they became more of a, yeah, it was Rubber Soul, which was after Help. So it went Please Please Me, and then it was With the Beatles, and then it was Hard Day's Night, and then it was Beatles for Sale. Beatles for Sale, some say it's their worst album, but it's not even bad. The Beatles don't have a bad album because they broke up before they would have gotten bad. And their solo albums were all good for the first 2 or 3, and then they kind of got shitty. But everyone's first solo album was pretty good. They still had the juice. They were still all young and stuff. I mean, artists get bad when they get old. Bob Dylan, who I should probably talk about next. Bob Dylan actually continued to make good music even after didn't much there. Anyway, so Rubber Soul, they really took a turn on Rubber Soul. All of a sudden they wasn't making just normal music. Probably influenced by marijuana. And marijuana is a great drug, so I can see it make them to be more creative like and such and all that. You know, marijuana will do that. It will get you to do some cool things from a creative perspective. And then they had Revolver, which was kind of what some people would say is a part 2 of Rubber Soul. And I am trying to win this free-for-all, and I am trying to do a good job. Discussing and doing a good job, which is fucking me. Doing a horrible job with both. Nah, I'm doing a fine job with both. Well, I mean, I'm doing a pretty good job. Definitely could be doing better. Got him. Anyway, so Revolver comes out. Revolver's kind of like a part 2 of Rubber Soul, and it's all kind of like psychedelic, drugs or something. I mean, nobody's made music like this, and all of a sudden they're doing some really interesting stuff. That guy fucking killed me. But after Revolver, you have Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, which is a very interesting album. I mean, this is an album that these guys was a pop band. Imagine if one band that just stopped giving a shit about being like attractive or whatever, and they just started making weird shit. That's pretty cool. And they comes out with Sgt. Pepper, and it's like they're literally like in that album kind of pretending to be a different band. It's an alter ego band, so they're playing characters and irregular. And it's because they got bored. I mean, these guys already have a huge fan base, and it has a really cool album cover, and it's a really cool album. It has some great songs. It has a really interesting ending song. It's very intense. Has a circus vibe to it, a whimsical circus vibe. You got being for the benefit of a day in the life, you know, with a little help from my friends, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, getting better. It's good to get better all the time. I mean, these are good songs, and actually they fuck with the circus vibe. It's always good to get headshots, because headshots are right. But the Beatles continue with the kind of like circus vibe.
What the fuck's
right
going
after
on out there? Tighten up
went
your spine!
I can actually get first.
Hostile LDPR drop detected.
If I lock in, I could win. But they, Magical Mystery Tour was actually the 4 most popular songs like Strawberry Fields and I Am the Walrus and Hello Goodbye Penny Lane. I mean, these songs were singles, which means they were released
Enemy harp inbound.
as without being a part of an album, and then they just attached them to this album. So this album, I made a weird movie from this album, actually. But this album was more like a bunch of singles. It's almost like a compilation structured now. So probably one of their least successful album, one of their worst albums of the newer era. It actually is just the worst of their newer era. Well, and then you had Yellow Submarine, which is kind of stupid because Yellow Submarine was just like 3 songs. And Yellow Submarine.
Yeah, the CIA. You think they were just gonna let you walk all
Hard
over
foul,
them?
Crimson. We need to fade.
But you have the White Album right after. That's the White Album is actually like one of the best albums of all time. And it has like 1 million songs. It has 2 discs. It's an hour, 35 minutes, or an hour and a half of straight music. So that's like pretty much an unlimited supply of music. Just threw that all out. And that came after they went to India, so they were super wild with this one. I mean, it was super experimental. They really didn't give a shit about what people thought when they released the White Album, because it has so much stuff. And a lot of it is bizarre, and a lot of it you can't really play on the radio, like Revolution 9 is infamous for just being like retarded and something that you can't play on the radio, and just extremely experimental and bizarre. And then yeah, you had Yellow Submarine, which was animated. And then it just has some throwaway songs on it. No, interestingly, John Lennon and Paul McCartney wrote most of the music, but George wrote some, and the songs that George did write did very well, like Here Comes the Sun and Tax Man, he wrote those. And those did very good. But Abbey Road comes after Yellow Submarine, and Abbey Road is probably their best album. And Abbey Road is just extremely cool, because you got Maxwell, you got Come Together. Come Together is the coolest. Like, Come Together is just like the coolest song ever made. It makes you want to like smoke a cigarette or something. I mean, it just makes you feel extremely like chilled out. Like, it makes you feel like really like relaxed, or just above it, kind of like extremely. I don't know how to say that. It just makes you feel like the coolest if you get into it. Dun, 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 dun. I mean, it's just like extremely cool. And then Oh Darling is extremely good as well. If you get into Oh Darling, it's not like a cool sound, but it's just like a very satisfying progression. Just, I mean, these are the stuff that goes on in Abbey Road. And then Something by George Harrison is widely I mean, Frank Sinatra said that was the best love song ever written. And then Maxwell Silver Hammer, of course. And then the second half of the album is like one continuous track. So that
Free for all.
is a magnificent way to end.
Remind the fugitives that actions have
They
consequences.
take massive risks with songs like I Want You, She's So Heavy. And that's a wild song. But and that's an extremely epic song. And these guys were taking risks. And then the last album they released, famously, is Let It Be, which features Let It Be, of course, and Hey Jude, among other songs. And that album was actually originally meant to be like a live album. They have a version of a live version, the naked version of it. And it's supposed to be kind of like a more, like a less produced album, just live instruments. And so you have some really interesting songs on there. And you can watch them go through the process of making that album in like a 4-part documentary that came out on Disney. And I'm currently the first. And now I suppose I'm gonna talk about You know what? I haven't seen the Bob Dylan movie, so I'm not going to talk about Bob Dylan until I watch the Bob Dylan movie. Because as of right now, I actually don't know enough about him to talk about him. I will talk about Fear and Loathing and Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Actually, I'm going to talk about Hunter S. Thompson. So Hunter S. Thompson wrote Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Hunter S. Thompson was a really interesting guy. He was a writer, and he puts himself into the stories. I mean, that was his journalism style. He got Hell's Angels. Hell's Angels was a successful book, and in Hell's Angels, he lives with the Hell's Angels for like a year. The Hell's Angels were a biker in the San Francisco Bay Area mainly. That's where he was with them. And he followed them as they rose in popularity. Really, the story of that is the way the media covers them, and the way they're thought of, and the way they actually act, and the way police interact with them, just their place in society, how they are. It almost seems like he's trying to defend them, but I think he really does leave it up to the reader, just because I only say that when I read it, it definitely seemed like they ended up just being as bad as everyone thought they were. But the book doesn't do that in a way that doesn't treat them like it's a given. Troublemakers, it goes, well, what's going on actually? Because Thompson told him not to beat up his wife and his dog. Because this guy was beating up his wife and his dog. And Hunter S. Thompson said, maybe don't do that. He said only a bum does that or something. And then he got beaten nearly to death, and that's how the book ends. It was like, well, I lived with these guys for a long time. Came to an end when they beat him to death. One of them took mercy on him and dragged him away before they killed him. So these guys were troubled. A lot of that book, a lot of what the Hell's Angels trouble got involved with was the Hell's Angels literally participated in gang a lot of them were kind of just orgies, but I mean they had very gross party habits, fights, and the rule of the Hell's Angels was if one Hell's Angel gets in a fight, then everybody else has to join in, which creates circumstances where, I mean, that's just a lot of stupid fights to break out. But it also makes it so that people don't want to mess with them, so I guess that's the idea. It's just trying to make it something to mess with, ultimately, so you kind of take an offensive approach to that whole thing. But these guys didn't have much money. Government checks or whatever, a lot of them. You know, they had a strange situation going on. Actually, the interesting thing is a group actually ends up acting kind of communist. Sharing motorcycles at times. But Hunter S. Thompson was joining them as they went on a Also, another thing, when I think of Hell's Angels, I think of a bunch of old people, because these days they are a bunch of old people. Back in the day, the age was like 20, 21, 22, stuff like that. I'm actually doing this fruit bowl, which is surprising because I'm actually talking about this stuff in detail. But I guess this is a topic that I feel informed on, which ended up not really being the case. So like Beatles, I was informed on, but I wanted to read. This gun does not have enough bullets. It's shit hard. Lots of headshots. Very productive round. But he wrote.
We're ahead, but stay alert. Marshall's people are no fools.
And Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas goes to Vegas. Really, the way I took it was more of like a lifestyle approach, which is the idea of just trying to dig yourself deeper and deeper into a hole, because he just gets more and more of a mess and takes more and more drugs, which gets him less and less capable to deal with the mess. But then he like just somehow does not die, and somehow he gets away with everything. So you go on this kind of paranoid adventure with that whole thing. I haven't read it yet, but I'm planning on reading Fear and Loathing on the Campaign. Articles he wrote about the campaign trail. He was a journalist, so he was publishing articles. That's what all this is. But Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas was very interesting. It starts out with him just covering a race in Vegas, and then he's just with his attorney. And he needs an attorney because he's always skirting with the law.
Enemy UAV inbound. Hostile UAV established overhead.
Just doing a fuck ton of drugs. Fucking up cars. Spending like $10,000 in a hotel. On a room service, making a mess, leaving, not paying for things. Kind of a horrible person.
Adler's lot are on the run. Solid job, Crimson.
Attorney leaves. He's like not sleeping during this whole thing, and then they go to the police where they're discussing how to handle drug prosecution and stuff. Summarize the whole book. It's like the race at the beginning, and it's the police expo at the end, and he's like paranoid and on drugs the whole time. And again, what I took away from that book is the hypocrisy of society in America, and also just the excitement of a lifestyle in which you literally are just so, like, kind of like so nihilistic or absurdist, where you're just purposefully digging yourself deeper into a hole and documenting it and writing what you're doing and writing your experiences, which I like. I've had periods where I've really done a good job of keeping a journal and writing about my experiences, and that I think is really a fun way to live, because it makes your life so much. Everything gets used, then you get excited about writing it later, writing about it, and yeah. Sometimes it's hard to remember what you do during the day though, but if you have a routine, then you can actually it's easy to remember, because you actually have the routine to kind of go, oh, how did that go? when I did that, what happened during that, and then you have less to remember because you have those clear base points. So yeah. So I guess my next topic is gonna be, well, I'll check about my headshot situation here. So I have not nearly enough. I'm not even halfway, but I'm gonna talk about Star Wars. So episode one of Star Wars. What is there to say about episode 1?
Free for all.
Well, how does
Destroy
episode
the
1
enemy.
start? I don't. Horrible way to start the game. How does Star Wars episode 1 start? It's like, you got R2-D2, 3PO in it again. Somehow, I mean, they just really snuck them in. Oh, I remember now. They got fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi as a young gentleman, and they got Qui-Gon Jinn. So it's kind of like, you know, that kind of role where they got the two guys. They got Qui-Gon Jinn, and then they're fucking around Jar Jar Binks.
Hostile UAV
and they get
established
Jar Jar Binks
overhead.
on the team. That really cool scene. Fuck that guy. They got that really cool. There's noises.
Enemy UAV inbound. Backup's not coming. You want to get out of this
Anyways,
alive?
they
Better
got that
step
really
up.
cool scene where one fish
Call.
eats
Enemy
another
watchdog
fish,
kilo
and that
inbound.
fish also gets eaten, so there's 3 fish, and then they try to eat the underwater ship that they're in. They actually don't get eaten, and then they say like, oh, there's always a bigger fish. And they've got these like things that they can breathe underwater. So that's a pretty cool opening. They got these Jar Jar Binks species things. Jar Jar Binks is an alien. Got all these aliens around. This game really moved quick. How the fuck did that guy get 18 kills? In a short period of time. I mean, I guess it's new. That's a pretty good
Hostile UAV established overhead.
Oh yeah. So instead of the Death Star in the prequels, they have like that, like a Death Star type thing, but it's of like other spaceship parts. And there's some fucking political. There's a bunch of political shit going on, which I don't really follow because it's actually complicated. But there's like trade embargoes, all this shit. I'm doing really bad in this game. It's fun. Good. It's active. It's exciting. Before the game ends.
You fucking me? Activate catch-back protocol.
All
Get your
stations,
ass
we are
back
fucking
away.
fucked! Escape and evade!
Yeah, it was fucking fucked. But, they have these trade embargoes, and then they have to go out to meet the princess. They go to the sand planet, Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan. The princess, oh wait, the fake princess. Oh, that's a really good clip. Like 5 kills. The princess, it's actually the fake princess, but then the real princess kind of starts flirting with this child. The child ends up being Darth Vader later on. And then, what's his name? Anakin Kenobi. As a child, they meet him, and then Yoda is like, oh, he's a prophecy. He's the chosen one, which doesn't make sense because he ends up being Darth Vader. So he's not much of a chosen one if he ends up being the problem now, is he? That prophecy. I mean, that whole prophecy just didn't even make sense. But Yoda is like, oh, this guy, you know, this guy's really cool, or what? Somebody's prophesizing all this. They got the Jedi Council. The Jedi Council has I almost said Morgan Freeman, but it's not Morgan Freeman. It's Samuel L. Jackson, and he plays, I forget the guy he plays, Mace Windu. He plays Mace Windu, and Mace Windu is he's cool because he's got a purple lightsaber. You know, that's really cool that they gave him a purple lightsaber. Imagine that. Imagine giving him a purple lightsaber because, you know, he's on the Jedi Council. And it's like Samuel L. Jackson. It's like they literally went, oh, he's a black Jedi, so he has to have a purple lightsaber, which is literally what they thought. And that's not even the worst of it. I mean, the whole series is based on like racial stereotypes with the aliens and stuff. They do a lot of, and George Lucas got in trouble with that about that a number of times. But as far as the actual plot goes, you got the Emperor. There's an Emperor. Now I'm getting into episode 2, I guess, because I just don't even understand how 1 ended, besides the fact that, like, young Anakin wins a pod racing race, and then they, like, buy him from his slave master, so he was going to be a slave, but then they just, like, buy him, take him from his mom. Anyway, episode 2, Anakin's all grown now. He's like 20. He started fucking Princess Padme, because that's not weird. Princess Padme is literally a fucking groomer, and that's something a lot of people overlook.
Destroy the enemy.
A lot of people overlook that Princess Padme just groomed Anakin. She was like, oh, he's the chosen one? Oh, I want his seed then. Oh, and so she gets fucked by Anakin on the way, and they start hanging out. He's like her security guard. It's a very, you know, romantic situation. He's her security guard. He's fucking her. He's like, ugh. And then later on, episode 3, he's like, ugh, I got you pregnant. Nice. Psst. Shot. Currently winning. That's not gonna last. But yeah, so he having sex with her. His mom gets like killed. Oh, and by this point, so Qui-Gon just died. I understand that in episode 1, it ended with them fighting Darth Maul, who's a really cool guy, who's red and has horns and has a double-edged lightsaber that's red. Sith Lord. Oh, and also there's Count Dooku. There's so many things. Count Dooku is kind of the bad guy, but it ends up being the Emperor is the real bad guy. But there's a number, and there's also alien bad guys. But getting ahead of myself. There's a lot going on, a lot to describe. It's hard to play well while I'm describing what turns out to be an extremely complex universe of characters and plot points. But I'm getting it done. I'm stimulated by all the numbers. Trying to keep track of it all. But fuck, shotgun's always best to me. They really do. I would never play with a shotgun. I hate playing with a shotgun. But I'm gonna have to eventually for this challenge. But Anakin goes back to his home planet and finds out that his mom got like
hostile counter UAV
or adult math and got killed by a bunch of sand
enemy
people,
UAV
and he
inbound.
murders all the sand people, and he's like, I killed the children. And that's how you know, that's how you start to kind of realize, oh, Anakin's kind of fucked up. Anakin clearly has some weird things going on. It's like, I killed them. That's a big scene. You could make fun of the acting a little bit on that. I don't know what caused that little spurt of coughing. Maybe mild asthma from all the skating I did. I was skating, I was getting... Where's this guy? Cool. Anyways. Oh look, Mick Jagger. I just made a video about the Rolling Stones and I got killed by a guy whose username is Mick Jagger. Imagine that, imagine that. He killed me again. I'll take it. Down by 6 to this guy. Goated Madness just killed me. Anyways, episode 2. Oh yeah, they got Django Fett in episode 2. 2 and 4 are gonna be the hardest for me to do. But Django Fett in episode 2, really cool. He's like this blue guy. He's really cool. The blue version of Boba Fett. Boba Fett ends up being his son. They go to the planet where they make all the clones. Watch the Clone Wars. Clone Wars is pretty much a show that's based on episode 2 of Star Wars. So episode 2 is a really fun episode, really. I mean, they go to the clone planet where they do all the clones. This guy's shotgun. He killed me. Droids you're looking for. Look at that. Look at this shit. Look at the synchronicity fucking happening here. Where they have a guy named Mick Jagger and they have a guy with a Star Wars reference. I mean, these are 2 videos that I've made. The only thing that would make it more of a synchronicity is if somebody had something related to loading in Las Vegas which I'm not seeing. Except for CO, if CO is a Colorado reference. I mean, Hunter did live in Colorado. Actually, that's something I forgot to say about Hunter
UAV established overhead.
Is Hunter S. Thompson actually ran for sheriff on kind of a libertarian platform, and he almost won. Wild. What would he have been like as a sheriff? This was back when celebrities run for high positions. They would just run for simple things like mayor or sheriff and lose. Unlike now where they run for president and win, or at least get a cabinet position. It would have been interesting to see how Hunter S. Thompson would have covered the modern political era. I have a chance of making these 2. But anyway, Star Wars Episode 2, what else is there to say? They have a really interesting fight sequence. They have 2 interesting fight sequences. They have one with Count Dooku, and they have one that Yoda gets involved in, and Yoda has a lightsaber fight. These 1 through 3, they always made sure to have cool lightsaber fights that are a lot more advanced than the ones they had in
Your tactics aren't working. Find another way.
And 3 and the originals. So, down by 2
Enemy
right
scout post detected.
Fuck. Can't really afford to miss out on kill opportunities like that. Anyway, what else? Oh shit! That guy. Oh, and Anakin had short hair during this movie. And at the beginning of the movie, he wasn't actually fucking Captain, but then at the end of the movie, he was. So, if that wasn't clear before, hopefully now it is. Yoda's all there. Don't really know what Mace Windu does in this movie. Again, Django Fett is in this, and he makes it a lot better, and he actually dies in this movie, unfortunately, so he's kind of a one. And all the clones are based on what Django Fett looks like, so all the actors that play Django Fett, I mean, the actor that plays Django Fett is the same actor that plays all the clones. And, they have a sequence with kind of like spaceship fighting. Django Fett in the movie.
They were already dead.
I don't know if I won again yet. Oh, I did. I think I won like the last one. But yeah, that pretty much covers. Two. So now I'm gonna talk about episode 3. Finish episode 3. I don't know what I'll talk about at that point. Gotta today, people's Instagram reels have apparently been more fucked than usual, like a lot of deaths. I don't know why the Instagram feeds are just really toxic. Dude, I don't trust them internet people. I know I'm pussy on the internet, but a lot of these fucking internet people are just fucked. I mean, the way the algorithms are, I mean, why would they be promoting stuff that's so clearly just so toxic for your psyche? I mean, they're creating a lot of toxic psychopaths out there. They're desensitizing everybody. I don't know why. I'm saying that while I'm playing Call of Duty.
Free for all. Eliminate all threats.
Theory would desensitize you to violence. I saw a video the other day of a guy shooting at some protesters. Anyway, I'm supposed to talk about just South America, which just pulled out a gun and shot. Some protesters was arguing. They blurred the actual killing, but let's see what else. Surely there should be laws on what is shown on reels on Instagram. But they don't regulate it at all. So I don't understand what the moral compass is for that. So episode 3. So episode 3 is very exciting from the beginning. And a lot of shit happens. And Anakin has long hair in this movie. And at the end of the movie, he turns into Darth Vader. And this is the movie with Order 66, where they just actually kill all the Jedi. Like, the Jedi just get killed. And I don't know what else to say. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I should talk about Order 66, because that's what I'm thinking about. So Order 66, the Emperor, turns out he's a bad guy. Because he has this fake civil war going on, or whatever. He has this fake war going on. And he's funding both sides of, and he uses it to give him special war powers. And he promises to, like, give back, and then he just doesn't give it back. He becomes Emperor. During this movie, Anakin tells the Jedi Council that the Emperor is a bad guy. He's trying to be a dictator, and then the Jedi Council tries to deal with him, and then Anakin actually saves him. And then the Emperor ends up getting all fucked looking because he gets a bunch of, like, a lightning streak. He's doing, like, the lightning fingers, which is a thing he can do because he is, like, the dark side of the Force, and he's using all that. So he's using the dark side of the Force, doing all that. And then... fuck. I'm down by 3. Anyway, so the Emperor uses the dark side of the Force and uses the lightning fingers, and then Mace Windu, who he's fighting with at that time, and they're in like a big tower. He's using the lightsaber to block the lightning fingers. The lightning just ends up going towards the Emperor. The Emperor still does it and then says, "Look, Anakin, he's killing me." And then Anakin like pushes Mace Windu down a cliff, and Mace Windu like dies because the Emperor like kills him. It's all pretty fucked. And so what else? Yeah, again, Anakin has long hair during the movie. They fly some cool ships. The beginning scene is pretty fun. I almost forgot to mention they have General Grievous. General Grievous is in this. And General Grievous does interesting things, as you know. You know, he's Grievousing it up. Grievous Meevis, as they say. And they have some really interesting fight scenes with They have some really interesting fight scenes with General Grievous and like Obi-Wan and Anakin, and actually in the opening scene, they like fake rescue the Emperor because the Emperor's not actually in trouble. The Emperor is in pretend trouble, and they rescue him from Count Dooku. They have a fight with Count Dooku versus Obi-Wan and Anakin, and then the Emperor has Anakin kill Count Dooku, which is weird because Count Dooku's like, what? Because Count Dooku's like his employee. But, you know, Emperor Palpatine wants Anakin to finish him, so he finishes him. That's how the movie starts. You can just tell shit's fucked. A lot of people really like 3. A lot of people think 3 is their favorite of the movies. I think it might be my favorite. I don't really have a favorite. I honestly don't really like any of them that much. But it's fun to watch them all at once, to watch all 6. Now the 3 Disney ones that they released are all kind of shitty. The Boba Fett series is shitty as well. And I'm having trouble finding people in this game. Found the guy there, and then died. There might be somebody here. Might be somebody here. What's all this?
Step it up.
Oh shit. But I'm still down by 6. Going off though. Did he not follow me? Why wouldn't he follow me? Doesn't he want to get kills? Why not good enough? Oh. I think he got revenge on me. Oh, that should have been a kill. Down to 5. Saying that these days is I can still win. Even when in a lot of these circumstances I can't. Talking Star Wars Episode 3. A lot of people hate Star Wars. They have Star Wars shooter video games. I think Anakin from Episode 3 is the most known version of Anakin.
Mission goals agreed. Faction teams will lock up survivors.
Wars
The
show,
barrel goes to the bowl.
they have Anakin looking like more the Episode 3 version of Anakin, the long gray hair and that outfit. And then, yeah, and so he gets all into the dark side, and when they do Order 66, Anakin goes the hardest of anybody, because Anakin literally starts killing children and shit like that. So Anakin went pretty hardcore, he kind of lost his shit, you know, anything for the Emperor. And his whole reasoning for joining the dark side or whatever was like, oh, I'm afraid my wife is gonna have a miscarriage or some shit. That's pretty much his fear. He was like, my wife might have a miscarriage, so I need the dark side of the force. The Emperor was like, you can even solve death. He was like, wow. And he didn't solve shit. I mean, he got the worst deal, maybe, of anybody ever. And he just got scammed. Hardcore scammed. Maybe the hardest core scam of all time. And it's so similar to Harry Potter with whatever the fuck they have with Harry Potter. What's it called? Like, not Slytherin, but they have like the dark side of the fucking wand. They don't have the dark side of the force. They have like the dark side of the wand. If I could remember these terms, it would be easier. But I don't remember what the fucking like names of these terms are. They got the Voldemort side, Death Eaters. They got the Death Eaters, and they got like the dark side of magic in Harry Potter, where they do the lightning wand thing, Avada Kedavra and stuff, instead of like, you know, they're very similar stories in a lot of ways. I'm excited to get to Prestige 3, or no, just Prestige 2. It'll just be the second level, and I'm like 1.5 levels away from being eligible for that. So that'll be exciting. Oh, that's a fun map, I guess. I'll go for classified. No, I'll go for so next up I have to talk about 4, which is A New Hope, I think it's called, and that's the one with Luke. And let's see what these names are. This is a good activity for in between games, is to read out the names. Sad Outlaw, Make Out Hill, Roland 60s, Gat, C17, 717, Swifty Knight, Lad 666, and then it's me. These are decent names, nothing crazy, nothing too spectacular. Vlad 666 might be one of the edgier ones. We'll see who wins. It'd be interesting to predict. I guess Vlad 666
Free
is
for
my
all.
guess.
Eliminate all threats.
Or me. Immediately died via Makeout Hill, killing with a shotgun. My suspicion is that you can't win with a shotgun. But anyway, Star Wars Episode 4. This was the first Star Wars movie ever made. And it was... Where's everybody? It blew everyone's mind in that first movie. And it had a really good effects, special effects. They had to use practical effects. You know, they make miniature spaceships and then they put it in front of a green screen and they just move it with strings or whatever. And that's kind of the idea for how they made those movies. There's a guy there as well. Oh, I just killed Vlad. thought he'd be better. But that first Star Wars movie, Star Wars Episode 4, New Hope, really impressed by a lot of people. Kind of one of the best early sci-fi movies. Made spaceships, lightsabers. It was like a Western type of a movie, based on Westerns, not based on a book. A brand new story. That was a pretty. I just got a triple. That was pretty fucking good. Haven't seen anything like it before. You got Luke Skywalker. Get introduced to it with C3PO and R2, two kind of fun, interesting robots, which everybody loves a good robot. Not these days. Not these fucking dystopian times that we live in now. People don't like robots no more. Now that robots are becoming more just irritating to consider in these days. Well, I don't know. Maybe they're good. There's pro-technology and there's anti-technology people. It's interesting to consider that whole kind of debate of like, should we, you know, what should we do with this technology thing? And my answer is just technology is whatever. Technology is good. I mean, technology makes it a lot easier to exist. You just have to adapt. Because we still have many challenges that we can give ourselves. We can. No, I'm getting totally off topic from Star Wars. But talking about how to exist in a post-work, post-labor society. There's plenty to do. I mean, you're not really missing out. If you're worried that shit's gonna get fucked, or that's boring or some shit, I'll tell you, it can't be any worse than the last million years of human existence, which has a lot of death and disease, and low life expectancy, and low dopamine levels, and people are complaining about today's day and age. Too easy is not bad. Too easy is a good thing when you're concerned with society, species, well-being. But back to Star Wars.
Hostile RCXD in your
They
AO.
find Luke. R2-D2 is shit. Like, Luke likes them, so Luke didn't buy them. But if Luke didn't buy them, they weren't so damn likable to Luke, then none of the next events would have happened, really. So it was very
Enemy
much,
RCXD.
it was really a key thing. But yeah, Luke buying the robots was key, and then they have that message from Princess Leia, who ends up being his sister, which makes it strange when I think at some point Princess Leia kisses Luke, and they pretty much taught, shut up, I think is why she did it. And then of course Han Solo ends up dating and marrying fucking Princess Leia. Princess Leia, acted by Carrie Fisher, who recently died. I say recently, it was like within 5 years. I don't know if that counts as recent. I guess I'm getting old if recent is within 5 years. Not first anymore. The game is getting away from me. Makeout Hill's winning. He took a quick start at the beginning. He killed me pretty much from the start. But they pick up Luke. Luke like ends up, I don't know, the whole Princess Leia thing. And then he meets with Obi-Wan Kenobi because he knows Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then Kenobi ends up teaching him like lightsaber stuff and teaches him the ways of being a Jedi. And kind of gives him a being a Jedi 101. I think he starts to think that he's really something. I think he tells him about Yoda. Oh, there's Vlad. Vlad killed me there. I'm down by 4. This isn't very good. I don't really know. I don't really remember episode 4 very well after that beginning stuff. I mean, Obi-Wan is kind of teaching Luke the ropes, and then they go out. I think they might blow up a ship or some shit. Darth Vader, obviously, doing his thing. It opens with Darth Vader on the ship, and he's looking for Princess Leia and all this shit. Yeah, I think we get introduced to Han Solo. Got that scene at the bar where he like shoots that guy.
RTXD in your AO.
Down by 4. Trying to listen to footsteps.
Watchdog helo incoming on your location.
Oh. Number 2. What I need to do really is focus on getting headshots, but that's just not what I'm doing. This map is way bigger than other maps. Is what I'm realizing right now. That didn't fucking work. Down by 4.
Heads up. Hostile care package inbound.
Down by 5.
If you're planning on giving up, do it now.
Down by 6.
If not, get to work.
I need to find people. This map's too big, it's hard to find people at times. It's not like Nuketown. People disproportionately seem to be in this section of the map, though.
Hellstorm incoming!
What was I saying? Some gentleman over here. Good, I needed that. Couldn't really afford to miss that kill. Kind of going on a hot streak here. Which makes it surprising that I'm still down by so
Enemy
much.
RTXD detected.
UAV standing by.
Glad that guy killed me because now I have my normal gun. I can get back to just squirting on people. Fuck that guy. I needed that kill really badly. He killed me again and that guy's at first and I'm feeding him kills. Now I'm down by 4 even though I had that moment of what seemed like kill after kill. Not seeming like it's gonna happen for me. I'm competing for 3rd. I need like a kill or 2 to stay in 3rd, I think. But it's rough.
Hostile
I don't know where
RTXD in your
anybody
AO.
is.
Mediocrity's not my style. Head for extract.
Should have
We'll
been
talk about
ours.
this later.
Which one of you twats can tell me what happened?
Anyway, next I have to talk about episode 5, which is... What am I going to say about episode 5? Oh, the adventure... They had attacked on the ice planet. Luke meets Yoda. Okay. So pretty much I'm gonna be talking about how Luke learned from Yoda and all that shit. So that's what's coming up. That's what we're gonna experience together. You know, Luke. Luke learned from Yoda, and Yoda learned from somebody else. Yoda is a very old school kind of guy, of course. I mean, Yoda is
Free
it
for
is
all.
as Yoda does.
Destroy the enemy.
So Star Wars Episode 5, it starts out with them on that ice planet, and they're all on the ice, and Luke is like stranded, and then Luke he finds this animal, and he kills the animal, and carves himself into the animal, and uses that animal for warmth. Oh, cool, I got killed by Bang Your Mom. That's a cool name. Possibly the best name I've seen. One of the best usernames I've seen. Makeout Hill is winning. Played last game as well. So there's continuity with these lobbies, which I wasn't sure if there was continuity with these lobbies, but there is. That's cool that there is. I think it's fun when it's like that. This fucking. Oh, he fucking killed. He's using a shotgun. Which is probably why he didn't win the last game. Because it's hard to win with a shotgun. Well, I would think it would be. I don't have much experience with shotguns, but I don't like using shotguns. I don't think shotguns are fun. I think it's because of the way I aim. Anyway, so they're on the ice planet, and Han Solo goes out and finds Luke and kind of rescues Luke. And they have this military base in the ice, and then like obviously the Darth Vader gang, you know, whatever, Imperial Empire. See, it's also Japanese based. Anyway, the Imperial Empire is like shooting at them and shit. And then they get seriously, they make a serious advance, but then they take the Millennium Falcon. That was fucked. I totally thought I had that guy. They take Han Solo's ship, and they... Good, I got 2 kills there. What I need are headshots. And I'm realizing right now that I'm not gonna get to Prestige today, which is sad because I was totally anticipating a Prestige would take place. Fuck that guy. Oh, fuck. Anyways. They, I need to stop having pauses when I just like talking, and I just pause because I'm getting focused on the game. I need to actually just keep talking and saying something, even if it's just about the game. Like I need to, instead of like having a thought and then stopping it to like focus on the game, I should just start talking about the game. I think that would make more sense. But problem is I don't know how the movie. I'm trying to describe the movie, and I don't remember how the movie gets away from the ice. Shit. Currently down by 6. Killed Bang and Bob. In either case, Luke goes and meets Yoda, and Yoda is pretty much this drunk weirdo. And Yoda acts like a dumb old person with dementia. Then he uses the Force and lifts Luke's entire spaceship, which he crash landed in the swamp. He presses Luke, and Luke realizes that, because at first Yoda was like, "Oh, you see Yoda?" But then, he didn't admit to being Yoda at first. And then he admitted to being Yoda. He's like, "Oh, I'm actually Yoda." And, that was a big moment when he did that. When he admitted to being Yoda. He's like, "I'm actually Yoda," and then Luke's like, "Wow." And I think Yoda actually dies in that movie. I'm down by 4. And how am I going to do that? How did I not die there? How am I not getting headshots? That guy. Fuck. Oh. So there's gonna be people here. Oh. Well, there were, and I got greedy and I was downstairs, and then he killed me. Wow, that was fucked. I needed those kills too. I'm down by 5. 3 minutes left. Kind of a desperate situation, to be honest. Running up here. Oh. Nice. Maybe fire and lead. This is something I said. So Luke learns from Yoda and then prepares for Darth Vader. And that movie or the next one. But, Darth Vader's obviously his dad. I think at the end of the movie, at the end of episode 5, they're in Cloud City and shit, and there's Mando or whatever, Han Solo's friend, and he's there, and he's the mayor or something. But he's kind of corrupt, and he's pro Darth Vader at first. And Boba Fett is in the movie. And that's cool. And these are just different things that are going on. Good. Damn. I legit just fed first place another kill, which is unfortunate because that's the guy I'm trying to beat right now. Anytime you let first place get a kill, it's no good. So this is a learning moment for me to really, really have pre-prepared notes on these topics, just because not knowing what to say next about the topic at hand, which is in this case Star Wars Episode 5. Not having things to talk about really sucks. And it disappoints me. It makes me unexcited about what's
Not much
going on.
time left. Put this to bed.
I could even have ChatGPT brainstorm some topics, but I don't really. I just don't like using ChatGPT. I'm reluctant to use it, which puts me at disadvantage to the young people of today who are probably learning how to use it. I mean, but there's not much to learn. Currently up by 2, which is nice. Gave him a kill. Gave second place a kill. Oh my god, 20 seconds left. Pretty much need kills. This guy here. Good. I got one.
They never stood a chance. Proceed to extract.
What a way to
Crack
end
on.
it.
Mission area's ours. Dispatch cleanup crew.
What a way to end it by winning. Ending with the thing on top. See what the score is. First place. Nice. Good shit. Good shit, on God. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'm at level 55, but I need to max out level 55 to proceed. Anyway, thanks.